there's a little change on the next one. It might come up in a few minutes, but Robert Isaacs was chosen this year, and we were unable to find, he has passed away. We were unable to find any member of his family to give him a call. They live in South Carolina somewhere. And I got a little bit of information on Robert. He played for Lions Industrial from 60 to 64. Wide receiver and tight end. After graduation, he played college football at Alabama A&M. And after graduation, he came back and coached at Lions Industrial for a little while. Now for the next presentation, Katrina Woodward.
Good afternoon. I want to make sure that I'm speaking clearly and loud because we can't hear back here, so I want to make sure my father, Clint Blount, doesn't miss anything I'm about to say about him. First of all, when he asked me to introduce him today for the award that he's about to receive, I thought to myself, all those times he made us sit around and listen to how great it was at playing football must have had some validity. And so I also think about oftentimes if you grow up in this community, you go to school here, you go to church here, a lot of times people will stop you and say, now you look like somebody, now who do you belong to? You tell them your last name, they're like, oh yeah, that's Clint's daughter. Now, your daddy, and for those of you who don't know, Clint's brother is Mel Blount, who played with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so he had 6 brothers, and we had to all the time listen who was the best football player out of all of them. Of course, everybody says it wasn't Mel. But Daddy often said it was him. Bobby Blount, my uncle, has often said it was him. And so we've had a lot of people back him up saying that Clint was actually one of the better ones, but Bobby was the best. Even though Mel was the one that got picked up to go on to play football, it was just luck of the draw at that time. It's just in the right place at the right time. It's my privilege to introduce him. I'm about to tell you a lot of really good things about my dad. But I want you to know, just from me to you, that you are actually looking at some of his best work. Right here. He is my dad. He is an inspiration to me. He brought us up in church, and he led by example. He was born to the late Alice Sharp Blount and James Blount in Vidalia, Georgia. He was one of 11 children. There were 7 boys, 4 girls total. And so naturally, it was just a natural occurrence for him to go on to play football because every morning for breakfast, every day for lunch, and every afternoon for dinner, it was a competition. Actually, out here it was an all-out brawl for the last biscuit. My grandmother died at the age of 103. She was in her right mind. She lived alone. She had 40 head of cattle that she tended every day. And up until her last breath, she continued to make about 24 biscuits every morning. And every morning, my dad, my Uncle Bobby, my Uncle Jack, they went over for breakfast every day without fail. I don't know what Jack and Bobby are doing right now, but I know Daddy's starving. So naturally, there was a competitive nature there. And he went on to play football. He played football at Lions Industrial High School, where he received a diploma. He later attended Allen University, where he worked on where he received a bachelor's in education. He left there and went on to go to Savannah State University, and where he worked on a graduate degree. He taught school for a number of years. He even coached football. I often remember sitting on the bus when we traveled with the football team as a little girl. I went to school when he taught kindergarten. I don't know if people even remember taking me, and it's not legal to do so anymore. But I sat in the classroom often and watched him teach. He taught special education. He worked with students on and off the field. In the afternoons and on the weekends, him, my mother, and myself would load up on a bus and take students who were less fortunate than we were, which is hard to believe at the time, on field trips so they could be exposed to different things. Like some of them had never seen the beach. And those are things that permeated in my mind, and those are the things that I remember about my dad. So he did that for a number of years. He served on numerous boards and civic groups and clubs. He even serves in this church. However, his most important work has been his servitude in the community. For those of you that don't know, he serves our community and our nation in the way of working with troubled youth. He's done this since 1983. I remember it vividly. One day my mom and my aunt came home, and they were working at Toombs Service Center at the time, and my dad and my Uncle Mel decided to start this venture with working with troubled youth, and they had to have a lot of faith to walk away from what was their current employment at the time. They all went in on this venture and started serving youth across the nation. And we've had students from as far as Bahamas, Jamaica, all over the world. He's helped to raise thousands of productive young men in our country and around the world since the inception of the youth home in 1983. These young men have gone on to become contractors, politicians, teachers, and to serve in our military. I often go out to the home on the weekends only to find one or more of them who have brought back their families, their children, their wives to meet my dad, Miss Jackson, and my mom, and to thank them for helping them turn their lives around. People from all over the world have toured the program and know of his work. They tried unsuccessfully to duplicate the work. I always say imitate it, but never duplicate it. When asked why he does it, he says it's because of love of family. When asked how he does it, he answers through God. The things that I think about when I think about why we're here today, which is to recognize him for his time that he played on the field, and I thought about what do you learn, what does sports teach us? What do you learn when you're out there, when you're competing? You learn, one, you're not always going to win. You learn that hard work does yield results. Excuse me, I'm nervous. You learn that if you take a chance, if you don't take a chance, you can't win and you can't fail. And you learn that you have to listen to someone, namely a coach. And those are the things that my father has instilled in myself and thousands of other young men across the world, and my sisters, and his grandsons. And when I thought about today what I would say about him, the thing that kept ringing true in my mind is the thing that he has always pressed home for us and brought home to us and said to us continuously. Most of all, he says, we have a responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. And that's what he tells me all the time. When I don't want to go to church, and I don't feel like getting up, and I don't feel like singing in the choir anymore, he always says, Katrina, to whom much is given, much is required. And I want to say the thing that I think about when I think about him, the quote that I most often think about is, iron sharpens iron. And that's all I want to say today about Clint Blount, but I really do love you, and I'm so proud to be here today, and I'm glad to know you really did play football.
Thank you very much. I asked her, I was not expecting such a long presentation. In fact, I wanted to keep it short because I had some things I wanted to say. But since she was so long, I'll keep mine short. But one of the things that's important, and I've learned, and first of all, thank you, Jay, and thank you for the Boosters Club for recognizing me, and congratulations to all of you young men and young ladies who are being inducted to the Hall of Fame. It's an awesome thing. I tell my young men, most of them now are looking at life as instant. Everything is instant coffee, instant eat, everything's just instant. Well, this is not quite instant. Over 50 plus years, the work that you've done come back so you can be rewarded for it. So gentlemen, it's not always the next day or that same hour. It takes times in order for some things to come back around to you. But it's, well, excuse me, Christians, but it's kind of like wine. The older it is, the better it is. It's been a while, but this is awesome. I'm glad to have the opportunity to recognize, and I tell them all along that if you're not coachable, then you more likely it's going to be very difficult to be successful. And that's one of the things that we learn in the field. You must be coachable. I talk to my students now, and my kids as well. You have to be coachable. If you're not coachable, then you're on the wrong track. But being coachable, it will allow you the opportunities to reach some of the benefits that I have. It allowed me, it was the exit of leaving Toombs County. I had an opportunity to go to South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. I had never been out of the state of Georgia. But because of being coachable, the coach saw something in me that he felt like others could benefit from. So he gave me an opportunity to participate after that program at Allen University. And that was a blessing. Being coachable at Allen, it allowed me to get my degree. Getting my degree, it allowed me an opportunity to work back here in East County. So all that is because of being coachable, and I'm so glad that I was able to receive this award because I want to teach my young men. It's more so for you as well as for me. An example of what can happen, not instant, but it will happen if you're faithful and hold true to those things that God teaches you in the first 10. Hold true to that, and you can be successful as well. I'm going to ask you right now, my wife, because of the coaching that I received from my coaches, learning to follow the rules and regulations of the plays and follow the system, doing what you were told because you were told, it has allowed me to stay with her almost 50 years, and soon it will be 50 years. Thank you, Ruby. And also in that same system, it has allowed me to work with these young men here, taking them out of the situation they were in, changing their game, and in the process, we can also change their lives. I'm blessed to this point right now to have a few with me now, and I'm just going to ask them to stand and sit right back down, those young men that we're working with right now. Have a seat. Because of the football, because of being coachable, it has allowed me to coach. And one day, when you grow up, I want you to remember this and also follow along. You got to have a coach. The first one is your mother, your father, and then your teachers. And then you have to experience the coaching system in the community as well, and you will be successful. Thank y'all very much.